Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to do Unit 4 of Class 9, that is Climate. This is one of the important unit for the UPSC. Okay, without any delay, let's begin. In the last chapters, we spoke about landforms and rivers. Now we are going to talk about something which we feel every single day, but we rarely think deeply about it, that is climate. Why do we feel like roasting in May, and why do we shiver? But why do we feel cold in December? And why do clouds suddenly burst in June to July? All these are not random. They follow a pattern, and that pattern over many years is what we call climate. So let's make it very clear. Weather is what is happening now or today, and climate means is the average behavior of weather over a long time, usually 30 years or more. The elements of the both are same, that is temperature, pressure, and wind, humidity and rainfall, but time scale is different. India is not just hot country or rainy country. It has a special type of climate called monsoon type of climate. And this is monsoon word is the hero of this chapter. Before we go deeper into how climate works, let's just feel how diverse India climate really is. See, in the month of May, in the Rajasthan desert, the temperature can go up to 50 degrees Celsius. But on the same day in Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir, it may be around 20 degrees Celsius only. Now come to winter. In Dras, it's also in Jammu Kashmir. Temperature can fall to 45 degrees Celsius, while in Thiruvananthapuram, in Kerala, may still be at a pleasant of 22 degrees Celsius. So within one country, we have burning heat, freezing cold and pleasant wind weather. All at the same time. Not just place to place, even day and night differences change a lot. In the Thar desert, the day temperature may reach 50 degrees Celsius. But at the same time, night it can drop to almost 15 degrees Celsius. That's a huge difference in just a few hours. And also, but in the Andaman and Nicobar Island or the Kerala, there is hardly any difference between day and night temperatures. Day is warm, night is also almost similar, but have the very small variation. Now let's talk about rainfall. In some places like Meghalaya, rainfall is more than 400 cm in year, but in Ladakh and western Rajasthan, the annual rainfall is less than 10 cm. One place is super wet, the other is almost a cold or hot desert. Most of India gets its rain between June and September due to the southwest monsoon. But there is one exception, that is in the Tamil Nadu coast. It gets a big part of the rainfall in October to November from the retreating monsoon and cyclones over the Bay of Bengal. In general, coastal areas have the less extreme temperature but more moderate. But in the interior areas, the more extreme summers and the winters also. In the northern plains, rainfall generally decreases from east to west. Okay? Because of all these variations in temperature and rainfall, people's food, habits, clothes and houses also change from region to region. For example, houses with the sloping roofs in the heavy rainfall areas, flat roofs in the dry regions, thick woolens in the north and cotton clothes in the south, all are directly linked to climate. Now, think of a place where you live. Why is your place hotter or cooler than some other place? Why is there more rain in Assam and less in Rajasthan? There are some main remote controls of climate. We call them climatic control. There are 6 of them. The first one is latitude, next is altitude, and the thirdly pressure and wind system, and fourth is distance from the sea, and fifth one is ocean currents, and sixth one is the relief features. These 6 points are very important. This may be asked in the UPSC prelims. Okay, let's understand them in simple way. The first one is latitude. Because of the earth is round, the places near the equator get more direct sun, so they are hot. As we move towards the poles, sunlight is slant, so it becomes cooler, so temperature changes with latitudes. Second one is altitude. As we go higher, air becomes thin and cooler. That's why hill stations are cool even in summer. Third one is pressure and wind system. Temperature differences create pressure differences. Pressure differences creates winds, and winds decide where moisture will go and where clouds will form and where rain will fall. And fourthly, distance from the sea means continentality. Sea acts like an AC regulator. The places near the sea have the small temperature differences, that is not too hot and not too cold. The places far from the sea have the extreme climate, such as very hot in summer and very cold in winter. This is called continentality. Next is ocean currents. If hot or cold water flows near a coast, It changes the temperature of air above it. So warm currents make air warm, cold currents make air cool. This affects the coastal climate. The next is relief. The high mountains act like your walls. They block winds and force moist air to rise and cause rain on one side and leave the other side dry. Means in the leeward side. So Himalayas are the classic example for India. Next, factors affecting the India's climate. The first one is latitude. India is a special country because the Tropic of Cancer cuts it almost into two halves, from the Run of Kutch in the west to Mizoram in the east. So, south of Tropic of Cancer means it is a tropical region, and the north of Tropic of Cancer means subtropical region. That's why India shows both tropical and subtropical climatic features. Kerala feels like typical of tropical climate, while Punjab, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh feels more like subtropical. Next one is altitude. Look at India's north. We have the Himalayas and average height around 6000 meters. Then look at our coast. In here, height is only around 30 meters. Because of the Himalayas, the icy winds from Central Asia cannot directly enter India. So even though we are at the similar latitude, our winters are milder than Central Asia. So altitude protects and modifies India's climate, especially in winter. Next is pressure and winds. Now this part is very important for UPSC. India's climate is governed by three big things in the atmosphere. The first one is pressure and surface winds. Second one is upper air circulation, that is jet streams. And thirdly is western cyclonic disturbance and tropical cyclones. Let's first talk about surface winds. India lies in the zone of northeasterly winds in the global system. These winds come from high pressure in the subtropical belt and move towards the equator. Because of Earth rotation, means Coriolis force, they bend to the right in the northern hemisphere. Normally, these northeasterly winds are dry because they blow from land to sea. So they should make India an arid land. But India is not an arid land. Why? Because here comes monsoon reversal, which we will see soon. Okay. Now look at seasonal pressure patterns. In winter, there is high pressure north of Himalayas, and cold dry winds blow from this region towards the ocean in the south. And also in summer, due to the high temperature, a low pressure area develops over interior Asia and northeastern India. This low pressure pulls in the air from the southern Indian Ocean. Air moves from high pressure to low pressure. So air from the south of the equator, that is southeast trade winds, crosses the equator and bends to the right and enters India as southwest monsoon winds. These winds blow over warm oceans and bring huge rainfall to India. So the key idea is pressure reversal is equal to wind reversal, that is equal to monsoon. Next is jet stream. The high above us, around 12 kilometer height, there are very fast winds called jet streams. Think of them as high speed wind rivers in the sky. Over India, we mainly talk about subtropical westerly jet streams around 27 degree to 30 degree north and south of Himalayas during winter. Okay, and second one is subtropical easterly jet streams. It is around the 14 degree north. It is over peninsular India in the summer. Okay, you should remember this. The westerly jet in winter brings western disturbance from the Mediterranean region. These cause winter rain in North India and snowfall in Himalayas. And this is very important for Rabi crops. In summer, this westerly jet moves north of Himalayas and we get an easterly jet over peninsular India. This shift is connected with the setting in of monsoon. Next is western cyclonic disturbance and tropical cyclones. In winter, from December to February, we often hear about western disturbance in news. These are low pressure systems coming from the Mediterranean region with the westerly winds. They bring light rain in Punjab, Haryana, western Uttar Pradesh and snow in Himalaya. This small winter rain is called Mahavat and is very important for wheat and other Rabi crops. During monsoon and October to November, we also get tropical cyclones over the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. They usually hit the east coast, especially Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and sometimes even West Bengal and Bangladesh. They cause heavy rain but can also be highly destructive. Now, the real hero is Indian monsoon. The word monsoon comes from the Arabic word. That is Mosim, means season. The Arab and other traders noticed that winds over the Indian Ocean change direction with the season and they used these winds for sailing. The monsoon is basically a seasonal reversal of winds. To understand Indian monsoon, remember these points. The first one is the land heats and cools faster than water. In summer, land over India becomes very hot. because in that area it creates a low pressure and the surrounding seas are cooler. It creates high pressure. So winds move from sea to land, means it creates the monsoon. Second one is intertropical convergence zone. ITCZ is a low pressure belt near the equator where the northeast and southeast trade winds meet. In summer, this belt shifts northward over Ganga plains is called the monsoon throw. And third one is there is a high pressure area in the southern Indian Ocean near Madagascar, about 20 degrees south. Its intensity and position affect the strength of monsoon winds. Fourth one is Tibetan Plateau. The Tibetan Plateau gets intensely heated in summer, creating strong upward air currents and low pressure zones at higher levels. This also helps pull in moist air towards India. Fifth one is the movement of westerly jet northward and presence of easterly jet over India in summer also support monsoon. So you can think like this: heated land plus ITCZ shifts plus pressure over ocean plus Tibetan heat plus jet stream shift creates the Indian monsoon mechanism. So these 5 points should remember for UPSC prelims. Okay, these are the factors affects the Indian monsoon. Now slightly tricky but important for UPSC concept. Okay, normally when pressure is high over the Eastern Pacific Ocean near Peru, the pressure is low over Eastern Indian Ocean. But some years this reverses. This pressure flip-flop is called a southern oscillation. We compare pressure at Tahiti in Pacific Ocean and Darwin in northern Australia near Indian Ocean. If the pressure differences is negative, the monsoon in India is usually weak or delayed. Connected to this is El Nino, means warm ocean current that appears near the Peruvian coast, replacing the cold current in every 2 to 5 years, usually around Christmas. That's why I call it El Nino, means the child baby Christ. When El Nino happens, it happens sea surface temperatures increased in the Eastern Pacific or in the trade winds weaken, or it affects the rainfall in many parts of the world, including India. Together, the combined effect is called ENSO, means El Nino Southern Oscillation. So when ENSO is active, Indian monsoon may become weak, irregular or delayed. Next, the onset of the monsoon and withdrawal. The monsoon is not a fixed, smooth wind like the trade winds. It's pulsating, means it comes in bursts and moves step by step and also retreat gradually. The duration is roughly 100 to 120 days from early June to mid-September. When monsoon starts, rainfall suddenly increases and continues for days. This sudden increase is called burst of monsoon. The first arrival in India, that is in southern tip of peninsula, that is in Kerala side, around first week of June. Then it splits into Arabian Sea branch and in Bay of Bengal branch. And Arabian Sea branch reaches Mumbai around 10th June, then moves to Saurashtra, Kutch and central India. Bay of Bengal branch reaches Assam in the first week of June and gets deflected by Himalayas and then moves westward over the Ganga plains. By the end of the June, Delhi usually gets monsoon around 29th June. By first week of July, monsoon covers Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana and East Rajasthan. By mid-July, almost the entire country is under monsoon. Next is withdrawal, means retreat. The retreat is slow and step by step. It starts from northwest India in early September and by mid-October it withdraws from northern half of peninsula. By early December, it retreats from the rest of the country. For Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep Island, monsoon arrives earlier in the last week of April to first week of May and retreats by December to January. Next is seasons. India has 4 main seasons, that is winter, summer, rainy and retreating. The first one is cold weather season, that is winter. Winter starts around mid-November and lasts till February. December and January are the coldest months in North India. In Chennai, temperature is around 24 to 25 degrees Celsius and in northern plains 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. The frost is common in the north and Himalaya gets snowfall. The winds blow from land to sea. These are northeast trade winds, so the season is mostly dry. Exception in Tamil Nadu coast. Here these winds blow from sea to land, so it gets some winter rainfall. In North India, a weak high pressure area forms and winds blow out gently. The weather is usually clear sky, low humidity and cool condition. And western disturbance brings light winter rain and snowfall in mountains. That is very helpful for rabi crops like wheat. Peninsular India doesn't feel much winter due to influence of sea. The second one is hot weather season, that is summer. From March to May, India enters the hot weather season. In March, the highest temperature are around 38 degrees Celsius on the Deccan, and in April, Gujarat and MP touches 42 degrees Celsius. In May, 45 degrees Celsius is common in northwest India. As sun moves north, the heat belts shift over India. The temperatures rise and pressure falls in the northern plains. By late May, a long low pressure trough forms from Thar Desert to Patna and Chotnagpur. Some special summer features are Lu, means strong, hot, dry winds in north and northwest India during day, and they can be fatal if you stand in them. Second one is dusted storm. It is common in May and brings some relief by lowering temperature and giving light rain. And thirdly is Kal Baisakhi, means violent thunderstorms in West Bengal with heavy rain and hail. Lastly is mango showers, means pre-monsoon showers in Kerala and Karnataka, helpful in ripening mangoes. Third one is advancing monsoon, that is rainy season. In early June, the low pressure over North India pulls in moist winds from the Indian Ocean, that is the southwest monsoon. These winds come from southern hemisphere as southeast trade and it cross the equator and it bend to the right and enter India as southwest winds. It carries huge moisture and blow with the speed of about 30 km per hour. They cover most of India in about a month. That is, Western Ghats get very heavy rain, more than 250 cm on windward side, and in Deccan Plateau and parts of MP gets less, being in rain shadow. And northeast India, especially in Meghalaya, gets some of the highest rainfall in the world, and along Ganga Valley rainfall decreases from east to west, and Rajasthan and parts of Gujarat get very little. Now, breaks in monsoon. Monsoon doesn't rain every day everywhere. It has wet spells and dry spells called the breaks. These breaks are related to movement of the monsoon trough. When the axis of trough lies over plains, the plains get rainfall. When it shifts towards the Himalayas, plains get long dry phases, but mountain areas receives heavy rain and it leading to flood. So, tropical depression from the Bay of Bengal also affect rainfall amount and duration depending on how often and where they move. So, monsoon is famous for uncertainty, sometimes early, sometimes late, sometimes floods in one region, drought in another. Next one is retreating or post-monsoon, that is transitional season. From October to November, we enter a transition season. The monsoon trough over northern plains weakens and gets replaced by high pressure. Southwest monsoon winds start withdrawing. By early October, monsoon withdraws from northern plains. Weather in these periods are like clear skies and high day temperature and cool nights and ground still moist, and so humidity is high. So daytime feels very uncomfortable. This is called October heat. By early November, low pressure shift to Bay of Bengal. The cyclonic depression from over Andaman Sea and often hit Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and sometimes Odisha, West Bengal and Bangladesh. These cyclones bring heavy rain to the Coromandel coast, where much of the rainfall comes from post-monsoon showers. Next one is distribution of rainfall. The rainfall in India is not same everywhere. The western coast and northeast India have the more than 400 cm of rain, but in western Rajasthan, the parts of Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab have the less than 60 cm. Interior Deccan and leeward side of the Western Ghats also low rainfall. A Leh region in Jammu and Kashmir have very little rainfall, but rest of the India have the moderate rainfall. Because monsoon is variable, rainfall changes from year to year. The regions with low rainfall and high variability often face droughts. Regions with very high rainfall often face floods. Next, monsoon as a unifying bond. Finally, we see how monsoon is not just a physical process, but a unifying bond for India. Himalayas save us from freezing winds and help keep North India warmer than other places at same latitude. And also peninsular plateau surrounded by the sea on three sides has moderate climate. Even though temperatures and rainfall vary a lot from place to place, the monsoon rhythm is common to all. Everyone waits for monsoon arrival and farmers plan sowing and harvesting according to monsoon timing, and festivals, crops, water availability, that is all revolve around monsoon. And the same monsoon winds, water, Punjab fields, Kerala backwaters and Assam tree gardens and Tamil Nadu delta. So monsoon is like a thread that connects the entire Indian subcontinent in geographically, economically, culturally and emotionally. So this will end the unit 4 of class 9, and this is also very important unit, and don't skip this unit as I underline it in this textbook. In the same way, you can also underline it in your own book. And in second time of revision, just go through that underlines and make the short notes. That is more than enough for your prelims and also for the mains. So that's it for today's class. I will upload unit 5 in the next coming days. Till then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel.